Good afternoon and welcome to the City Hydro Pea Grow-A-Long day number 6. Before we start today, I wanted to talk a little bit about our sprayer and sanitation and cleaning your sprayer. We sanitize our sprayer every 30 days, and here you can see on here I label everything so I don't forget, and so I know that it's been sanitized and when it needs to be re-sanitized. So I just recently sanitized this, but I'm going to break it down a little bit today and show you how to clean it. Okay, now the sprayer itself has a nozzle right here that comes apart, and inside this nozzle is a little plastic diffuser like. And if you take this apart and you pull out that diffuser, you want to clean that. Now this diffuser can get clogged up with maybe some seeds fall in your 5-gallon bucket, and in fact there's a little bit of stuff here on it that will cause the spray not to be as fine as we want it. Now we want the spray to be very, very fine because it's microgreens and we don't want a huge droplets and whatever. We want a very, very fine mist. So basically what you can do is you can just pull this out, this little diffuser part, make sure it's all nice and clean, all pristine. If you have one of these, this is a great little tool. If you have one of these air things, you can just give it a nice little spray, clean it out. You can do the same thing inside here, clean it out, give it a little spray inside there. That's an awful sound, isn't it? And we'll put it all back together. Okay. Now, there's also another filter inside the sprayer itself. So down inside this hose here, there's actually another one of these diffusers filters. So basically all you do is just unscrew this, pull this out, and at the very end of it there's another one of these little plastic parts. Pull it apart, give it a nice spray, clean it all out, put it all back together. Now I run a cup of hydrogen peroxide through my bucket, through my sprayer, every 30 days. So I'll put a cup of hydrogen peroxide in here, pump it up really good, start to spray it, run it through, rinse it out, spray with some clean water a few times, rinse it out, spray it a little bit more, give it nice and clean. Now you want to make sure that all these parts are tightened down all the way because you want a really fine mist. So let me tighten this down, and all this is already pretty tight. I didn't break this down over here. So I'm going to go ahead and pump up the sprayer and show you exactly the kind of spray that you'll want to get. Now when you're pumping it up, as you're pumping them, the pressure will start to build up in the inside the thing. And you hear that? Let's do that again. So you hear that pressure being released. That tells you that the pumper is nice and full, that you're going to get a really nice spray. So let me show you what we're looking for here. When I spray it, you can see, right? That's a really fine spray. You can actually hear it coming out. If you look at the spray itself, it's nice and full, nice and round, all clean. Okay, nice clean water coming out. This is what you want. Spraying microgreens, watering microgreens is essential to having a fine mist. Okay, so let me clean this up. And while I'm cleaning it up, I'll tell you about, we actually used to spray with this. So we used to hand spray all of our trays, and I can tell you, I built up quite a grip of hand spraying all of our trays. We no longer use that. We use this nice Rainmaker sprayer, which you can get on Amazon Prime, or you can get at your local hardware store or any place like that. The microgreens are looking really nice today. I did take a little look at it as I was setting up my trays this morning for delivery. We deliver twice a week. We deliver on Tuesdays and Fridays, and then also on Tuesdays and Fridays we have the UPS man coming and picking up all of our shipments. So let's take the lid off here, and you can see that the lid is still nice and moist. Nice moisture inside the lid still, and you can look at the peas. The peas are looking amazing. The green shoot, the shoots that are going to turn green are starting to pop up. The roots are starting to go down inside the tray. There's no real root spikes inside the tray. Now, root spikes you should be concerned about a little bit because that's telling you you're not watering it enough, but don't overemphasize and don't overthink that, oh my God, I got root spikes and my peas aren't going to turn out. They'll still turn out with the root spikes. It just means that you need to start adding a little bit more water to it. So as you can see, they look pretty good in there, huh? Nice and yellow, nice roots coming up. You can see there's a little bit of a root spike on one of them. It's no big deal. Some of them don't get as much water as the other ones. So let's back out here. We're gonna give it a nice spray again for about 30, probably 40 seconds. Spray. I got a little bit of a corner issue over here because I didn't spray really well yesterday over in that corner. But all those issues can be fixed. You know, it's real easy to fix any underwatering issues in the tray. So we can take a look here. Nice and wet, nice and moist. And I'm going to tilt the tray and see how much water is actually building up inside the tray to give you a look at that as well, because there is some water building up in the tray which is coaxing the roots down to underneath the pad. Now that's how you get the roots to go underneath the pad, by coaxing them down with a little bit of water, a little bit of moisture. Sticking some heavy weights on this, I don't really like to do that. I think it's Mother Nature has figured it out, and our heavy weights are just kind of complicating the issue. So let me set this over here and show you how much water we have in the tray when I tilt this. So I'm going to tilt it up, and you can see the water running down, right? Nice amount of water in here. I'm going to stick my finger in there. Let's zoom in a little bit and give you a look at that water down there. Yeah, there you go. You can see the water in the bottom of the tray. Yeah, see that water in the bottom of the tray? It's great, huh? I stick my finger in there and it comes up to the first joint. So we got water building up in the bottom of the tray. All the nutrients inside the tray now are being soaked up into the water, and the roots are getting the nutrients. So that's what makes the roots go down. Heavy weights, not so much. Okay, so we did about a 20-30 second spray. I'm going to give it a little bit more just because I kind of have those issues about forgetting things sometimes. I just want to make sure I get everything. So nice little spray, and then we're going to do the lid again. So about 10 seconds on the lid, nice moisture. So we're going to probably be pulling these out maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, and putting them under the lights. And we're going to grow the peas green, but I'm going to explain to you in the next couple days here how you can actually make nice yellow pea shoots for your clients. And you'd be surprised how many chefs really like the nice yellow pea shoots, because it gives it a really sweet flavor to it. It's kind of like the popcorn, the yellow popcorn. Yellow pea shoots, you got to keep them in the dark, but it's an amazing flavor. Everybody have a great weekend, and we'll see you tomorrow, and happy growing.